Folks, we've reached peak off-season content here on Buckeyes Battle Cry. I'm going to rank for you this day the top 10 Buckeye quarterbacks of all time. Let's not waste any time here. Some disagreements. Shoot, I disagree with myself at times. I crossed some names off the top 10 list and shuffled some others in. Coming in at number 10, he was a one-hit wonder, Dwayne Haskins. He managed to make the top 10 in passing touchdowns with just one season as a starting quarterback with 50 passing touchdowns. Haskins passed for 4,831 yards in that one season. Rose Bowl win over Utah. A horrible defense versus Purdue. Prayers up to Rondale Moore, who just took his life. But that defense on Rondale Moore took us out that night in West Lafayette. I was there. But Dwayne Haskins coming in at number 10. On my all-time ranking list, Bobby Hoying. How about that? He's fourth in yards with 7,237. Fourth in touchdowns with 57 of them. With a 1-1-1 record versus that team up north. Of course, Dwayne Haskins was 1-0 versus Michigan. Leader of the super sophomores coming in at number 8, Rex Kern. Yeah, he was 2-1 versus that team up north. One of our most upset, defeats versus them in 1969. But he won 2 national championships with Ohio State. He wasn't that elite of a passer or a runner, but he was the leader of the super softs, the best team that ever came through Ohio State. Favorite quarterback of my childhood and adolescence. How about Joe Germain, man? Now, maybe he shouldn't be so high because he was 0-2 versus that team up north. He's 5th in yards, though, with 6,370. 6th with 56 touchdowns, is one behind Bobby Hoying there. But he does have that blemish. 0-2 versus that team up north. Won the Rose Bowl versus Arizona State, though. Almost won a national championship anyway. Should have. Florida doesn't deserve a second shot versus FSU, but that's a fight for another video. Next up, how about Cornelius Green? Yeah, that's right. He's undefeated versus 2-0-1 versus that team up north. 3 straight Rose Bowls. Ran all over the field. How about that? 31-3-1 record overall in his time in Columbus. He was the leader of some great offenses. Ran the triple option and the option offense with Archie Griffin to perfection. The perfect and the best Woody Hayes quarterback. Getting into some more recent names now, we got Justin Fields. That's right, he's 3rd all-time in touchdowns in just 2 seasons as a starter in Columbus with 63 of them boys. In my estimation, he's the best dual-threat quarterback that's ever come through Ohio State. He just was so elite passing the ball, and he was so efficient and smart running the football and scrambling. So he comes in at 5th all-time for me. Diving back a little bit into the rankings again, Art Sleester, one of Woody's quarterback, his last quarterback. In fact, the quarterback who was leading the game versus Clemson when Woody punched the Clemson player and got fired shortly thereafter. But the first ever true passer at Ohio State, he's 3rd in yards with 7,457, 10th in touchdowns with 50, and the first true passer at Ohio State, like I mentioned, 2-1 versus that team up north. Into the top 3, these are all this century too. I feel like some of the best quarterbacks have been this century, if you ask me. Now this name is controversial in some Buckeye fans' minds, but J.T. Barrett, stat-wise, probably deserves to be number 1. He's got 147 all-time touchdowns. That is the Big Ten leader in touchdowns in the conference, not at Ohio State, for the entire conference. 147 touchdowns, 4-0 versus that team up north. The only quarterback on either side to ever go 4-0 versus the arch rival. 9,434 yards passing, that's first. Touchdowns first. Rushing yards first. He just does it all, man. He was so elite at Ohio State. J.T. Barrett has to be in your top 3. I don't care who you are. JT, top 3. Amazing leader, too. Going to come in at number 1. We're down to 2 names. You probably know who they might be. At number 2, though, now, talent-wise, I think he's the best quarterback that's ever played at Ohio State. But I cannot, in fair practice, put a guy that were 0-2 versus that team up north at number 1. So C.J. Stroud comes in at number 2. 85 touchdowns. That ranks second all time at Ohio State. He was so good, man. Precision passing accuracy. I've never seen anybody sling the rock like Mr. C.J. Stroud did. He's doing his thing in the NFL, too. Last but not least, my favorite quarterback of my lifetime. Now, I'm biased, but hey, he's the only one that won a Heisman on this list. Dwayne Haskins he absolutely should have won the Heisman Trophy as well. But Troy Smith, the Wolverine Killer, or the Wolverine Slayer, whatever you want to put it, 3-0 versus that team up north. And like I mentioned, the only Heisman Trophy winner on this list. He's top 10 in every single statistic. But yeah, man. He went to Ann Arbor in 05, led the comeback. 04 led the massive upset versus the Wolverines. And then 06 won the match of 1 versus 2. Troy Smith, in my opinion, is number 1. But I need to hear from you guys' rankings. I know this is going to be controversial. How can you not put CJ first? JT's the leader in every statistical category known to mankind. How is he not first? Heisman. And I value wins versus Michigan. So Smith and Barrett, that's why they're 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks. But let me know what you think below. Who are the top 10 quarterbacks? Give me your rankings. Give me top 3. Give me top 5. Give me your number 1. Who is number 1 in your ranking? Who's the best quarterback to ever come through Ohio State? That's it for this one. Go Bucks and God bless. We'll see you on the next one.